Greetings, YouTube. Happy Wednesday. At least that's what my clock tells me. I never know what day it is. I lose track. Well, here's the deal. These Ascendant bundles that we see, 5, 6 times a year, haven't really popped up since the Glory Store changes for those of you who are uncollected and above. And I'd like to think that's because the value of these things, which was never that high to begin with, is now much lower for cash and or units. So, speaking of units, those of you who limit 5, look at that. Is that 7,500 units? $250 American. Those who get uncollected or higher will be able to purchase stuff following, and then we'll continue it. Okay, so basically, as a reminder, Kabam likes to put these in the unit store for tempting purchases. But Prof, you say hoard units right now. Heck yeah, I say that. We're less than a month away from July 4th. And even if you have no disposable income on July 4th, even if you are the most free of free-to-play players, you can still get some of the best unit values of the year by hoarding your units. And you're going to want to hoard a lot of units. I am not going to let my unit stash dip below 15,000 so that I am prepared myself for July 4th. Speaking of which, let's start with the value of this. A Tier 3 class catalyst crystal. A greater Ascendant crystal, which gets you mostly Tier 4 basic catalyst fragments, 10 Tier 4 class catalyst fragment crystals, and 1 Tier 1 alpha. This thing should be worth about 100 units. It is the definition of trash. Going to the epic version of this, for 850 units, 1 Tier 4 basic, 1 epic Ascendant crystal, which mostly is going to give you either Tier 4 class catalyst fragment crystals or some percentage of Tier 2 alphas, which again, that used to be a huge draw, but the Glory Store now, especially for those of you uncollected and above, just gives you so much better value. And so both of those are Fs. And then 1,500 units, that's more than $50 worth of units. It's 50 units more than $50 worth of units. Supreme Ascendant Crystal, that will give you pretty much half of a Tier 2 alpha opportunity. So half is in half of the drop rates. I bought some of these, I don't know, about a year ago, and I got all Tier 2 alpha. I am already maxed out of Tier 2 alpha in my inventory. I have 1 in the overflow, and I'm working on a second soon. So this is the opposite of where I was back when I purchased these, and that was, of course, in need of Tier 2 alpha. The Tier 5 class catalyst fragments are what tempt the whales, but you have less than a 5% drop rate to get those. And then Tier 5 basic catalyst fragments are so easy to get when you consider those Glory Store changes. Now, it does give you some bonuses. 3 Tier 1 alphas is a pretty pathetic amount of T1 alphas. You should at least be able to give 5 in order to have what you need to take a 5-star upper rank. 250,000 gold is also the definition of pathetic. There should be at least 500,000 gold in this. And then the Tier 5 basic catalyst fragments, 9,000. The Glory Store, I know I'm sounding like a broken record at this point, but the Glory Store gives you so much better value for free. And when I say free, of course, I mean after you consider the amount of work and time and effort that you spend in Alliance Quest, which, by the way, starts up again today. This, for uncollected members, should be a max of 1,000 units. But really, I think this 1,500 unit price tag should be this 850 unit price tag. Kabam has not understood their own economy of the game right now. And that's really the takeaway from this video. All 3 of these offers are Fs, especially after the Glory Store changes. And to try to drain your units with such trash offers, it just shows how out of touch they are. And I always tell Kabam in these videos, yeah, some people are going to fall for this. Some people are going to buy it, but a lot more people will buy it if you lower the prices since the value of the items is decreased. But when you pull out bundles that are 1 to 2 years old and you price them at the price that you would have priced them 1 to 2 years ago, you're just cutting off the demand and overinflating the supply. It is simple economics, unless you're Kabam, I guess. I also have to say that I've been hearing from several of you lately who live in Australia and Canada. You've told me Brazil. Hey, Prof, that 5-star Awakening Gem crystal that was $70. Yeah, that's a month's worth of rent for me in Brazil. Or it's $100 in Canada. And so as I continue to evolve my channel and rate deals, I have to also remember currency exchange rates and how if something is a C deal in America, it's probably a D- or F deal in Canada or Brazil or Australia, given how much more you have to pay because of the value relative to the American dollar that your currency exchanges at. But regardless of what country you're in, all three of these offers are a big fat F, and it once again shows that Kabam is completely out of touch where the economy of their own freaking game is in June of 2020.